All right, welcome everybody. City of Clear Lake Shore City Council regular meeting December 20th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. We have a quorum with one council member, Rick Fisher, absent. Item number 2, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and America and to the Texas flag. All right, item number 3, reports from council. Councilman Steve Wirtus.
Nothing to report, just want to wish everybody, this tremendous crowd that's gathered tonight, a very Merry Christmas, and everybody be safe and have a blessed holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wirtus. Councilwoman Monica Ledet.
I don't have anything to report other than to say thank you for a great gala. It was wonderful. Had a really good time. And everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Ms. Ledet. Councilman Alex Scanlon.
No report.
Thank you, Mr. Scanlon. Mayor Pro Tem Randy Chronister.
Nothing to report. I did want to mention I left the island today and turned into Okies because I forgot something. Lost my truck almost in that hole right there. Is there anything we might be able to do to get something over there to smooth some of those holes up?
Where at?
Right as you come off 2094 into the Okies parking lot between there and Skipper's. I don't know if I know we're talking about paving them, but maybe we can just get something in there to backfill some of those now. It was pretty deep.
We'll get Jorge and Odie on it tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chronister. For my report, Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas to everybody. It was a great, successful gala. I thought that went really well. We do have Santa Claus coming around the island tonight, so make sure you stay clear of the streets because the fire department's coming by and got a police escort too, so thanks to them for doing all that. And just everybody be safe out there over the holidays. Staff reports, police department. Mr. Gist is here. Captain Gist.
Thank you, Mayor. Don't have much of anything. Just wanted to re-advise or update everybody on the tentative deployment. The Motorola video system for the units is now set between February 13th and 15th, and that is hopefully by then the modems will have arrived and those installation dates will become a reality. We will schedule officers accordingly to minimize any overtime or comp time to come in for the hands-on training for that, so that we don't incur any expenses there. You've already touched on Santa coming around any minute. The only other thing was just to remind everybody, we got about a 36 to 48 hour freeze alert that's going to be coming up. So take care of those pipes, and let's hope we have a dry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thank you, Captain Gist. And next is our interim city administrator, Brent Gary.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. There we are. Good evening, members of City Council, members of the public, and city staff. The report that I provided via email earlier included some updated information on some of the projects and some of the management initiatives that we've had going on. I'll kind of just scroll through those. If there are any specific questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. We are, I believe, making some good progress on a lot of these. And I'm not sure if you all didn't have a chance to take a look at it. I'm more than happy to go through it in detail. Just let me know. But yeah. Okay, and just a recap of, and this has been mentioned, some of these items have been mentioned, some of the city events and holidays that we've had and that are pending. December 1st, we had the Christmas tree lighting event. December 8th was the 60th anniversary celebration. On the 10th was the Christmas boat parade. And today being the 20th, and we talked about it, Santa's making the rounds with the fire department. There's also the Galveston County Food Bank Drive, and we do have a drop-off at City Hall for that. And then just to make sure everyone's aware, City Hall will be closed on the 26th, and then on January 2nd and the 16th. And last but not least, just a fiscal year to date summary of our sales tax receipts. We had a really good October, which is actually the month of August sales, but we had a really good October number there, and then we've had a little bit of a decrease year over year in November and December. Overall for the quarter, though, we are up just about $6,000. So hopefully, you know, that'll continue, and we'll see those numbers rise. That concludes the information I have. I'm more than happy to answer any questions about the report or anything in general regarding operations.
Actually, I have a question. Do we have anything to do with the painting of the water tower?
We had all the input to it, went and worked with WCID.
And on slide,
Do or we don't?
Well,
let's see, slide
so
number 4.
it's by WCID 12, their contract 2017 or 18 bond election. And then we gave input as far as the selection of the text and the painting and the colors. So, is there something, question?
Scott Chumba had emailed me asking me about who was doing it. Apparently, who was evaluating the bids, but I didn't know if they were already done.
Oh, WCID 12, they've already announced the bid winner. He had it in this
that would
package.
be Gulf States Protective Coatings. They're a firm out of LaPorte. As I understand it, my conversation with the WCID representative, they are currently finishing up their mobilization. Next steps, they're hoping to start sandblasting and pre-coating. It is a 6-month contract, but they think if weather holds and if there are no surprises, they can get through with that a little bit sooner.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I hadn't read that yet, obviously.
And just an extra note, they do have a generator there now, which is what we didn't have before, but the elevated tower is drained, so we're on pumps. And we also have a backup supply through League City that's over off of 518 in case we get in the same predicament that we had during Winter Storm Uri. And then could you, Brant, and just elaborate, because I know a lot of folks are concerned about it, the CAV report and where we're at with that?
Absolutely. Let me go back to that second slide. So, having dealt with this issue before, I did have some contacts in the industry. There's a firm, Tetra Tech. Some of you may be familiar with them. They do disaster recovery efforts as well as helping entities with the CAV and CRS items. I've reached out to them, and they were able to get in touch with our contact. That individual is out of the office until the first of the year. We are going to have a conference call to go over what was submitted in response to the April letter and see what's still outstanding, what needs to be corrected, or what's been accepted. And so once we have that call, my intent is to provide kind of a comprehensive, okay, here's what happened, here's where we are, here's where we need to go to council, so that way you all will have a good idea as to where we stand and what we have to do next in order to meet the requirements of the CAV.
And then just to add to that, Lauren Fulton no longer is our account manager, who we've been trying to.
As I understand it, that's the case.
Yeah. Any questions for Brent?
Quick question. When did you send that email out? 'Cause I didn't get that email. Did you send that out on an email? Is that what you said?
Yes, sent it out about 2 o'clock, I think. So, let's see.
Yeah, I don't have it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
2:30.
Yeah.
Yes, is that a bad, is that a bad option?
No, it should be on there. I get all the other emails. Okay. Yeah, I just checked it. It's not.
Well, if for some reason it didn't come through, please let me know. And I did make a note in there that, you know, if there are any items, you know, that you all would like to visit on, if you'd like to chat in general, let me know some of the, you know, some of the issues that are important to you all. Whatever the staff can do to help, I'm here, and you know, we'll do what we can.
All right, thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
So item number 5, committee reports, since there's not many people in the audience, I'll just, does anybody want to speak on behalf, including council liaisons, on Parks and Pool? That's usually Rick, I think. Roads and drainage?
We canceled the December meeting for lack of interest, and we ended up moving the roads and drainage meetings up to I believe the Thursday in between the council meetings every month instead of after both of them, because we're always getting updates that were very late here, so hopefully in the new year that's a little more cohesive.
And we'll get that to Brent, because he might want to attend some of those meetings. Yes. Can we use the microphone? Sorry.
At the last EDC meeting, they had asked us our opinion about replanting the palm trees that had passed away in the freeze, and we had talked about we really don't need the same amount of palm trees as before, and we don't need to plant them in the same locations because of the bacterial contamination of the ground. And so we'd look at that in the next month coming up. We know we don't need to be planting them anytime soon, and till it gets probably early March, somewhere in there. And so, you know, we're waiting on that right now, just as a...
Cool. Thank you.
Randy, you were there, you got anything to add on that?
I think I would add to that, and I thought you'd touch on it, but EDC was talking about giving the Parks and Pool a budget of some sort through them. And they didn't talk about what that exact number would be. But since Parks and Pool's budget, come to find out, is kind of part of the maintenance of the pool, and they don't really have a spending budget, so to speak, they have to come and ask for everything. They talked about giving them something through the EDC so they can move forward with some of their smaller projects.
Yeah, I was working with Johnny and had them add that to the agenda to see if the EDC could assist with parks items in general for the whole community. And I know Brant's also looking at some of the playground equipment at the various parks, but that's what the city may be able to do. And then as far as the budget, I think Brant's going to work with the individual committees and let them know what they have and how that works. Zoning Board of Adjustments, Planning and Zoning, Waterfront Compliance.
The only thing that we have is a concern from one of the homeowners. They have a lease up on the north side of the island where somebody put 3 large stones, and it's impeded into the adjacent leaseholder's property. So we're looking at that right now. So I guess once our friend gets back from St. Thomas, we'll get together and meet and decide where do we go from there. Do we come back to council with our report saying, and the picture says yes, it's 5 feet over, and we send him a letter to move that stone?
You actually will work that through Brant
Okay.
and the Safe Build, and then they will, and Angie in the building department, and they'll get a letter to move based on y'all's findings, and if they don't adhere, then it'll go from there.
Yeah, because the homeowner said that, until he hears something from us, he's not gonna move it anywhere, so. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. All right, next is, item 6, Civic Club Activities Report. You have to use the mic, sorry. The trip hazard's over there now.
For Civic Club, our next event is Man Cakes, which will be in February. It's the weekend closest to Valentine's Day. And then the Gumbo Cook-Off comes up in March, or the end of February, maybe. Because I think Mardi Gras is early this year. So that's our next 2 events. And I'm done with that.
All right, item number 7, CLS 60th Anniversary Celebration Committee.
So we had our gala. We had over 150 people in attendance. It was a lot of fun. Teresa's got the video out and all this. We had some amazing sponsors, so it was a huge hit. And like I said, we had over 150 people, so it was a success.
And we discussed about the 60th anniversary banners coming down probably in March. I know the city, Christie's looking for putting different, like, springtime banners up, but the banners were gonna be given to the Civic Club and sold, and those profits put back into, like, the clubhouse, something for in here, painting it, or we're looking at the floor getting refinished. So look forward to those being sold. And we appreciate the Civic Club stepping up to take care of that stuff. Item 8, EDC. All right, item 9, public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the city council. If the topic of discussion is related to an item on the agenda, the comments may be made now or at the time of the agenda item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the city council cannot deliberate or take any action at this time. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual. Any public comments? I hear Santa coming. New business, consent agenda, items A and B and C. Does council want to pull any items from consent agenda? Having none, is everyone in favor? Anybody have any objections to accepting the consent agenda as given? Having none, consent agenda is accepted. And in closure for the year for city council and the mayor, wish everybody a Merry Christmas and safe holidays. Meeting is adjourned.